Today's episode is for you if you sell taxable products or services in California, especially if you're collecting tax on a lot of sales. I'm going to be explaining sales tax prepayments. If your business has a decent volume of sales and collects a good chunk of tax each month, the state of California might want you to prepay some of that tax before your quarterly return is even due.
Welcome to Biz Help for You, the show that saves you the expensive learning curve by providing advice from industry experts in every facet of the entrepreneurial journey. Too many small businesses collapse. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 20% fail within their first year, and less than 35% make it to their 10th anniversary. The goal of this podcast is to change that statistic. So if you're interested in learning more to be a successful entrepreneur, tune in today.
Welcome to this quick tip episode of Biz Help for You. I'm Candy Messer, and in 10 minutes or less, I tackle one business question to help you make smarter decisions because I want to see you succeed and truly enjoy running your business. I'm here to help you understand the process so you can stay ahead and avoid any surprises from the California Department of Tax and Fee Administration, also known as the CDTFA. So let's start with the basics. Why does California require prepayments of sales tax in the first place? The short answer, cash flow. Not yours, the state's. If your business has a large enough sales tax liability, the state doesn't want to wait until the end of the quarter to receive its cut. Instead, they require what's called prepayment, meaning you send in part of the expected tax early before you file your full return. And this only applies if you meet a certain threshold. According to the California Revenue and Taxation Code, Section 6471, if your average monthly tax liability is $17,000 or more, you may be required to make these prepayments. This isn't something you self-determine. Your sales tax liability is reviewed over a few periods. If you meet the threshold for monthly prepayments, the CDTFA notifies you in writing. And once that happens, you'll need to follow their prepayment schedule for as long as you're under that requirement or until you're notified otherwise. So if you're collecting a lot of sales tax, maybe you're in retail, food services, or e-commerce, and you get that notification from the CDTFA that your payment schedule is changing from quarterly to monthly prepay, you'll need to revise your process to make sure you submit these payments on time. Let me explain how much you have to pay and when. For the first, third, and fourth quarters of the year, you'll need to prepay at least 90% of your state and local tax liability for each of the first 2 months in the quarter. For the first quarter, you'll make a prepayment for tax collected in January and February, paying at least 90% of that month's tax liability. Remember, you're paying the following month for the previous month's liability. The due date is a strange one too. Unless the due date falls on a weekend or a holiday, your tax payment must be paid no later than the 24th of each month. The second quarter, which includes April, May, and June, is a little different, and here's why. In addition to your prepayments for April and May, the state wants part of June's tax liability early. Here's how it works. You'll make your first prepayment of at least 90% of your April liability. Then you'll make a second prepayment, and you get two options. Option A, prepay 90% of May's tax plus 90% of the first 15 days of June. Option B, prepay 90% of May's tax plus 50% of the 90% of May's liability, which equals 135% of May's total liability. Yes, it's a little math heavy, but thankfully your bookkeeper can help you determine this figure. Or to make it easier, look at the total tax collected for May 1st through June 15th and remit that amount. Once you're in the prepayment program, you stay in until you're notified otherwise in writing by the CDTFA. That means you need to stay organized, set reminders, and keep your bookkeeping current to avoid penalties. And remember, Prepayments don't replace your quarterly return. You still have to file that return at the end of each quarter and reconcile the totals for gross sales, exempt amounts, and tax within each district. The prepayments are just installments toward what you'll owe in the quarter. When you enter all of the pertinent information, the total tax due in the period is calculated. The 2 prepayments will be applied to the balance, leaving you the remaining amount to pay. If you've received a prepay notice or think you might be close to the threshold, here's what I recommend. Review your monthly sales tax liabilities. Are you averaging $17,000 or more in tax due per month? If so, keep an eye out for the CDTFA letter. Get in touch with your tax professional. You don't want to miss a prepayment deadline or underpay. Make sure you alert them to any changes in your filing status. Set up a calendar system. Prepayments are due by the 24th of each month, not at the end of the month like your return. So set reminders to make sure you don't miss filing on time. And of course, make sure that your sales data is current. You can't calculate 90% of a month's tax liability if you don't know what your sales were. So there you have it. California's sales tax prepayment rules might seem complicated at first, but once you know the thresholds and the timing, it becomes a controllable part of your compliance calendar. And if you need help managing your tax obligations, including sales tax, prep, and filings, reach out to AB&P. This is what we do every day, and we're happy to take this burden from your shoulders. Call us at 310-534-5577 or email us at contact@abandp.com. Let us handle this task and take this headache away from you. Thanks for tuning in to this quick tip episode of Biz Help for You. I hope it helped you understand the purpose of sales tax prepayments and how to file them on time and accurately. If you have a question you'd love to hear covered on this show, send me a message at media@abandp.com. And if you find this topic helpful, would you leave a review and share it with others? And if you'd like to financially support the show, a link is in the show notes. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in today. Would you please share this episode with those you know and leave a review on your favorite platform? And if you find our show informative, would you consider being a financial sponsor to help me continue my mission to educate business owners? A link is located in the episode description, and no amount is too small. I'd really appreciate your support. If you are interested in connecting with our guest and receiving the offer they had to share, a link to our resource page is in the show notes. Finally, if you have any bookkeeping or payroll needs, reach out to us at 310-534-5577 or contact@abandp.com. My team and I are eager to assist you. Until next time, have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Biz Help for You. Please join your host, Candy Messer, again next time. Have a terrific day.